In this video, I'm gonna show you how you can get celebrities, famous YouTubers, and famous people in general to promote your product, sell your product for you, and become spokespersons for your product without having to pay them thousands of dollars or ridiculous amounts of money or without any connections, and even if you're an absolute beginner just starting out with Shopify. Let's find out. Hey, what is up? In this video, I'm gonna show you a service that I personally use to get a shout out from a very famous person or a person known around the world, or maybe even in your niche. With this service that I'm gonna show you, you can find specific people in your niche or around the world that are absolutely famous, and for just $100, $200, or even a little bit more expensive depending on how famous they are, you can pay them, they can use their product, make a video about it, and sell the product for you. But before we start and before I show you the service, as always, make sure to click the first link in the description for my step-by-step private mentoring program that teaches you how to go from 0 to 10,000 per month on Shopify every single month. And if you want to win a one-on-one consulting call directly with me, a lot of students have already won a lot of calls and absolutely crushed it on Shopify, talking directly to me and learning my strategies from me. So make sure to comment secrets down below, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. I will be checking, and every video I give out one call, so make sure to comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you will win for this time. All right, so the service that I'm going to show you is called Cameo.com. I've used this service myself personally to make a test with ads to an audience to make sure that if I get a celebrity shout out or if I get a celebrity sponsorship, will that affect my results, my cost per click on Facebook? Will people look at my ad more often? Will people buy from me more often? So this is the service. Essentially, you can book a personalized video shout out from favorite people, from very, very famous people. So let's go right here, and you can see in the featured is Ice-T, and it's not super expensive. If you went and reached out to these people on Instagram, they would say it's like $25,000, $30,000. I've heard people pay like $100,000 for an Instagram post from these people, or just a testimonial video, or just a simple little thing that they do. They pay hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Here, you can essentially pay Ice-T $350 for a 30-second video shouting out your product, shouting out your service, or shouting out whatever it is that you are selling. For e-commerce, this is super powerful because this is becoming very, very popular in the marketing industry. So for example, if you're trying to sell a service or a coaching program, whatever it is, a lot of people already know about Cameo. So if you buy a celebrity shout out, they already know that it's happening. With traditional audiences, or just with normal people in general, when you're trying to sell them an e-com product or a product with Shopify, they don't know that you paid for this. They just think, oh, it's an amazing product. And if we go to the Browse Talent section, if we go to Browse Talent right here, you can see they have multiple categories here. They have featured, so Paris Hilton, he's a famous YouTuber. Here you have Gilbert Gottfried and actors, a lot of just very, very famous people, Michael Rappaport, and here you can see a lot of very famous people, Ben Higgins here. And then if we look at, let's go to one particular category in general. So let's say TV, for example, you can sort over here either by recommended, price high to low. Obviously the high are gonna be the most famous people or the people with the highest influence. So let's hit price high to low, and you'll see Caitlyn Jenner is the top one, $2,500. Here's a lot of Kevin O'Leary, which is the one that I bought. Actually, I'm gonna pull that up and we can find it right here. So Mr. Wonderful testimonial, and you can see that I bought this and it cost me $1,000, and I just wanted to test how it did on ads. So for example, here you can see the testimonial.
Hello there, Mr. Wonderful here. You know, e-commerce,
and he basically talks about e-commerce and me.
is the core of all business all around the world today. But the problem is setting up is not easy, and there's so much noise in this space. How do you learn how to do it? How do you become more efficient at it? How is the best practices learned? So Rafael Cintron is basically a mentor, and I'm doing a shout out for him today. If you want to get involved in e-commerce.
So basically what I did was, let's test if a Mr. Wonderful testimonial, and I'm being super upfront here, I want to be super honest, with everybody that watches my videos. I paid $1,000 for this testimonial for him to say, hey, this is the best mentor in e-commerce in the world. And if you want an e-commerce mentor, you can choose Kevin O'Leary. You might have seen that in some ads, you might have not, probably you didn't. If you're already in my audience, I excluded people in my audience so they wouldn't see this testimonial. I just did it on test audiences, and a lot of people responded very, very well. If you check my ads over here, I didn't want to do this test on our e-com brands just because we have such a strong track record on there. I really didn't want to mess with any stats or anything. Didn't want to do any weird tests on there. I wanted to do it with the Shopify audience. So if we go to my ads manager that I use for my 7-figure shop, for my coaching, for my consulting, we can see that I ran 2 different campaigns. This one says registration control, and I just use the ads that I use normally to get leads into my webinar, to get people into my program. And this one got 27 leads for about 6 euros or $6.50, $7 per registration. The Mr. Wonderful one got 12 on the top. I didn't run it for that long. I didn't want a lot of people to see it. It was just a test to see what kind of CPC, what kind of results we would get. And you can see that the CPC was cut in half. So I had to pay half of what I paid normally for a click to my page. In the US and Canada, getting a 50-cent click for something like this, for an audience as saturated as Shopify right here, is very, very weird or very, very unusual. But since I'm using a testimonial from Mr. Wonderful, it hooks, it gets people very, very interested. My CTR, you can see, is almost 5%, which is very, very hard to obtain with these audiences as compared to the 1.6 that I normally get. And then the complete registration cost was $2 as compared to the $6. So it was cut by 3. As you can see, results are astonishing. The CPM is actually a little bit higher, but you can see that this little test that I did, I spent around $200 on this. It didn't get me any sales. I just wanted to see how people reacted to this type of ad. Does it work? Does that sense of celebrity status, of somebody shouting you out that's that famous and that big, does it really work? Does it really hit people on ads? And definitely it does. As you can see here in the results, it definitely hit that. I really cut my cost per registration, cost per attending a webinar by 3 times, and then my cost per click, I cut it by half. So if you go there, you can essentially buy this Mr. Wonderful shout out for $1,000, sorry. And if you watch a little video right here, you can see a screen recording. One of my friends actually sent me this, that it was a Mr. Wonderful ad for a specific e-com product. So if you see that video, I'm gonna shut up a little bit so you hear it.
Airports, everything's glass. Desk view is so cool because basically you can take this very simple structure here and put it anywhere.
And you see right there, he's basically shouting out the product. He's saying, hey, this product is amazing. I really recommend you do it. They paid $1,000 for that. So if you go here to the Browse Talent, you can just search for people that your audience is interested in. Maybe you're selling to people that are interested in reality TV, or maybe it's a fitness product, so you want to go the athlete route. So let's go to price high to low on athletes, and we're looking for Caitlyn Jenner, pops up as the top one again. You can do somebody like Meta World Peace for $1,000. This is very, very hard to do, to get a shout out from these people, as opposed to using the service or just hitting them up on Instagram, hitting their manager up. They're gonna ask for $10,000 plus, even $100,000 for a little video, where here you can get a 30-second video for just $1,000 or fewer people, or people that cost way less. Terrell Davis here, $500. If you go down, just famous people in the sports industry. If you use these shout outs in your ads, they will dramatically improve your results or give your brand a higher status. Before we go on, I do want to congratulate Bryant Quito for winning the call from the past video. If you want to win a call, come in secret, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It's important you hit that bell because YouTube subscriptions don't work as they used to before. So make sure to hit that bell to be notified for every video. The inspiration for me to show you this service, because I just did it for me to know if that actually gave any results in the market. I just did it as a social experiment. I like spending money on ads just to test how people respond to different things. I didn't spend thousands of dollars on it trying to get a result. I just did it as a test. And what really made me make this video, I found this particular ad from Snow Teeth Whitening. You've probably seen them all around. They're making a lot of money. And then it says, discover how to get celebrity white teeth. So they're showing off 4 celebrities right here. One of the big ones, Floyd Mayweather, and then 3 other very famous people doing the snow whitening. And they're not promoting to their audiences. They're just using that video to make ads to the Snow White community or just to people in general, so they see that celebrities are using the product. And this is extremely powerful. This ad is probably absolutely crushing it. They started 7 months ago. It doesn't have that many views, but they're running it again and again. I've seen this ad running and different variations of this ad. It's not only this one that's showing off the celebrities. It's one celebrity separated from all the other ones, one specific, maybe 2, 3, and they're just rotating celebrities and using this service or other shouting out or other shout out services. If you look at celebrity shout out services, and you look at it on Google, it's actually gonna pop up multiple of them. Cameo is a well-known or the top one right now, so Cameo pops up first, and then you can find other ones here. G Sleep, personal video interactions with celebrities. You can find a lot of these and take advantage of the prices that are very, very low right now. The more people start to get, I hope this video doesn't blow up and get a bunch of views, so the people watching it that are in my audience, you know about this, you take advantage of it, and if you have some money, it doesn't take $1,000, you don't have to spend $1,000 for a Shark Tank testimonial. You can spend 200, 300, 150 for maybe even, and there's actually one from The Office. If you look at here, The Office, and we look at, there's a few actors from The Office. Let me see if I can find them, because I remember finding, and right here, so you can find Brian Baumgartner and Leslie David Baker. So if you want actors from, see right here, for $300, you can get somebody from The Office to do a shout out for you and actually promote your product or just talk about your brand, talk about your product in general. I have a few friends that have done this, that are business owners, and they're absolutely crushing it. So I just wanted to show you the service, show you that it exists, and a lot of people haven't really talked about it in the Shopify community, in the ClickFunnels community, or just making money online through services or coaching. They're talking about it a lot. On Shopify, nobody talks about it. They all talk about Instagram influencers and finding people on Instagram. They don't talk about Cameo, and Cameo is solid if you want to do this, if you want to get more credibility to your brand, and if you want to cut your costs in half. We're going to do a test also on our e-commerce brand with the new store that we have, the store that I showed in the past video. We're going to keep it controlled, the one that's making about $100K a month. We're going to keep it controlled. We're going to do a test on a new brand that we're starting just to see what the results are by using celebrity shoutouts. I really wanted to show you this. Go ahead and hop on to Cameo and start browsing the talents, start browsing what you can find, and go by category. If you're selling to a particular audience, stay within that audience, stay within that niche. For example, you're selling animal products or you're selling dog products. Let's see what we can find in the animals one. This is actually very interesting. And here you can find like very famous, here we find, let's see. For example, you can find like very famous dogs or very famous animals on Instagram. They'll do a little shout out, they'll do a little video of their owner and the dog promoting your product. This is very, very powerful. If you can get somebody like that, or some dog or some animal like that, it would cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. If we go on Instagram and we go to an account such as It's Doug the Pug, which is a pretty famous dog on Instagram, it would cost you thousands and thousands of dollars, even $20,000 to $30,000 to get a shout out on his page by just reaching out to influencers instead of doing it by Cameo or doing it by one of these services that actually encourages these influencers to do a video. Most of them, what they do is they don't even make money from Cameo. They don't even make money from shouting out products. They give it to a charity. So it has that morale impact that they give by doing these shout outs. They help charities, they help people around the world. It's not really a monetary aspect to it. It's more of a charity aspect. So you're taking advantage of that and taking advantage of the low prices that they're offering for a shout out. And you're also helping a lot of people with your money. You're not just making somebody rich or some influencer rich. Also, something important, although you don't get access to their audience directly, you don't get audience to the It's Doug the Pug or the Office audience, you do get access to their credibility. And what you do with that credibility, just like I did with my ads, I took that Kevin O'Leary testimonial and I targeted people interested in Shopify and Shark Tank. So I combined those two. You can do the same by targeting people, for example, interested in The Office. You take one of those people that works at The Office or is an actor at The Office and you click The Office. There's 2.7 million people, and then you narrow that down by the particular audience that you want to target. So then you have that credibility from The Office actor plus your audience. It's going to absolutely crush it. I just wanted to show you this amazing service. Go ahead and check it out. The link is in the description. There's no affiliate link. They did not pay me a cent They don't know who I am. I don't know who works there. I just really wanted to show you this because it's an amazing service that you can start using right now and stay ahead of your competition. As you can see in my test for the ads, it cut my CPC in half, my results by 3 times, and it'll cut a lot of e-commerce results. Start using it. You're in my audience. I love you. So start using the service and absolutely crushing your competition. You can see all the Cameo videos. They also have Charlie Sheen, which is a really, really good one. A lot, like almost everybody knows who he is. So if you use a service like that, it'll cost you maybe $5. Or Karim Abdul-Jabbar, like people that are just extremely famous. Everybody knows about them. Use a video from them. That increases your brand credibility by like 10, 20 fold, just absolutely blowing up as a brand and having that as your backup. Start using celebrity shoutouts today. And if you want to learn how to make $8,000 per day on your Shopify store with my exact step-by-step strategy for Facebook ads, check out the video right here. That video almost has 4,000 views by now. Check out that video right here, 8,000 per day CBO 2019 strategy. Check out the video right there. I give out every single thing we're doing on Facebook to absolutely crush it. So make sure to check it out. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, like the video if you liked it, and I will see you in the next one.